Why are you okay with just saying no to somebody else's freedom to be able to work for less? Why does that make you just immediately dismiss it and say, no, I don't care. I'm not giving you that right to work for less. I think it's wrong. I think there's no literature. There's no proof for that. And I don't care what you want with your life. You don't have that freedom. I am going to enforce on you a minimum wage. Why do you think you have that right? I don't get that attitude.
I mean, that's possibly the most slanted way I've ever heard that put.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? No, minimum wage is out there to help people and to protect people. They don't have a lot of power as an individual fighting companies or bosses or owners. And then for you to throw this into some opposite world of like, oh, you're hurting my rights. There's so many more rights that those people need. They need better health care. They need better pay. There's all kinds of things you can do for workers if you're worried about rights or morality. But to fight for the ability for these people to get taken advantage of and then hide behind some idea that it's moral, absolutely not. I think your question is silly and the way you put it was silly.
All right. See, I think there is power in the ability to undercut someone else so I can get their job. That is my power. And if there's many of us, we can, as like a group, be a construction team that'll underbid you by $400 or $500 just so we can get that job. If you start putting in laws about how much people can make, you take that away, which is something people do in business already. Why on this in particular people don't agree, I don't understand. I mean, if one business comes to town and they're brand new and they have no customers, so they decide to undercut the other businesses, why is that any different? If I come in and contract for less, it's not an hourly wage, but I can come in as a set price and then pay my workers, unfortunately, less than minimum.
I understand paying workers less and the benefits. I 100% what you're saying about that's a benefit to pay your workers less.
No, that's not what I said. No.
That's exactly what you said. No. But here's my counter to that.
I said to the, wait, let me just, I did not say it's a benefit to be able to pay your workers less. What I said is there's power for the workers to be able to offer minimum prices, a crew decision together, saying we'll underbid them, we'll all have to take less than they make, but we will get the job in future jobs. That's different than you saying, acting like what I said was that way bosses get to pay less, and that's good. Talk about twisting what somebody said.
That's what I'm hearing out of that is just bosses like to pay less. Good for them. If you're going to look for power for workers, look for powers of unionizing and demanding better treatment, demanding better safety. Demand all these things and have some real power. But the idea that we're going to flip it around and act like the minimum wage is an unpowering item, no, I'm not falling for it.
I don't think there's anything wrong with unions. I don't think there's anything wrong with workers getting together and making demands of their employees. I mean, all the way back to friendly societies. But that's different than the government mandating laws on behalf of unions that won't let people decide what they want for a wage. You act as if employers are the only ones who decide wages, that employees never have any power or ability to affect their own wage. And that's just not true.
I didn't say none, I said less.
So less is automatically wrong?
Much less, yes.
Much less, and that's wrong.
So instead, they vote in people that get a minimum wage done. Yeah, it is different from a union to have a politician do it, but it's still getting voted in. it's still a good idea if all the people want it, right? Even by your own definition. They're saying a union is good for workers to get together. And if people get together and demand this wage, that's their bargaining power. It's even better than that one company that tried to screw someone else over to cheapen their labor. This is even better. It's a group. So be it.
I'd agree if the people that the union was discussing with and bargaining with were the owners of the business and not the government, who then mandates laws with them as a separate party on them. It's a different scenario. That is not the same scenario. One is forcing you. And if you think everybody likes that, again, I just think you're wrong. Not everybody likes that. That's why union membership is so low.
But they're still voting in the minimum wage.
Well, sure. And free lunch and Coke and candy in the vending machine. Polling the general public for what they would like for free is not a way of determining what is good policy. That's probably the worst way to decide policy.
I think there's massive differences between asking for a livable wage and Coke, candy, and the other things you just laughed about.
Okay, I think you missed my point, but okay. So you just don't, okay. Yeah, so it's just silly and you're not going to address it. All right.
I mean, I addressed it. What else is there to address?
Okay.